Hey guys, this is Mr. Lawback. Thanks for checking in here. I figured a good intro for our video on local government would be right here at the Lower Merion Township building. So I'm out here on Lancaster Avenue, as you can see. You've probably driven by this a million times, walked by it a million times. That's the administrative building right there. That's where a lot of the administrative offices are for the township government. This is the police building right here. You can see the police cruisers right there. Now, throughout the township, there are other satellite offices, but this is the main office. When they are holding the commissioners' meetings in person, they take place in this building here. All right, so I figured this would be a good place for us to start our quick little video on the role of local government. Before we get started, I figured to take a look at a map of Lower Merion Township and Narberth Borough. So Lower Merion School District services both Lower Merion Township and Narberth Borough. They are actually two separate municipalities. So as you can see right here, and this is a population density per village or per neighborhood. So you can see right here, this is Narberth Borough, this area right here. And as you can see, it's got a very high population density. So Narberth is its own independent borough. They have their own police department, their own fire department. They have a mayor, which Lower Merion does not have a mayor. They have their own services, so it is a separate municipality. And then the rest of this map is Lower Merion Township. As you can see, Penguin, Wynwood, Ardmore, different sections of Ardmore, the Haverford section, Rosemont, Gladwin. This is the Schuylkill River over here. This would be City Line. This would be the divider. This would be County Line. This would be the divider between Havertown and Lower Merion. And then up here would be the divider between Radnor and Lower Merion Township. And again, you can see the population density. You can see which of our neighborhoods in Lower Merion Township and Narberth Borough, which are more dense. As you get to the northwestern portion of the township, like areas like Gladwin, you can see it's not very densely populated, a lot more open space. So first, here's a little background on local governments in general, not specific to our local governments, but local governments in general. First of all, the U.S. Constitution does not say anything at all about local governments. There's no mention. As a matter of fact, its reserved powers allow states to set up and administer their own local governments. And you will note that every state has sort of a unique set or system of local governments. Not all local governments are given the same power by states. So there's many different classifications of local governments here in Pennsylvania. You have counties, you have townships, you have boroughs, you have cities. As a matter of fact, within the township, there are different classifications of townships, and the state gives each classification of township its own separate types of powers. The basic unit of local government in Pennsylvania is a county. So no matter where you are in Pennsylvania, you are in a county. There's a total of 67 counties. Even Philadelphia, we think of Philadelphia as a city, but it's also a county. So county is the basic unit of local government in Pennsylvania. Units of local government are often called municipalities. So your municipal government would be Lower Merion Township or Narberth Borough. And Lower Merion School District, which is separate of those municipalities, would be considered a municipal government as well. As a matter of fact, when you see the license plate on township or school district vehicles, it's a special Pennsylvania license plate with municipal at the bottom. So quickly moving back up to not all local governments are given the same power by states. States can set up the structure of local government. So for instance, Lower Merion Township does not have a mayor. Lower Merion Township has a business manager that is appointed by the Board of Commissioners. Conversely, Narberth Borough, being a borough, does have an elected mayor. So that is certainly an important distinction between townships and boroughs in Pennsylvania. So local governments, what do they actually do? Now, here are some common services provided by local governments. Now, not every local government does all of these services, but these are pretty common things. Fire and police department. When you dial 911, the first responders, ambulance would fall into this as well. They most likely would be local level government officials that would arrive. Building codes, determining what type of buildings, what type of improvements, what type of changes you can do to your home or office or commercial space This is a very important function of local government because local governments try to preserve the character of their municipality. So building codes a very important thing, very important certainly in Lower Merion Township and Narberth Borough. Trash pickup and disposal, recycling, and sewage. So many of the sewers for rain runoff, they are run by and maintained by the township. Of course, trash pickup and disposal, recycling, those are township entities that do that for us here in the township. Leaf and snow removal. So you put your leaves this time of year in that brown bag and you put it out by the curb and they get rid of it. During a snowstorm, the snow removal of the streets that you see, those big yellow trucks that go around and clear the streets for us, they are all township services. Parks and recreation. So townships oftentimes will provide parks and recreational services. Lower Merion Township and Narberth Borough, they're pretty extensive. I believe in Lower Merion Township there's over 20 public parks. Kinwood Trail would be part of this. And then there's a recreation department, which in addition to maintaining the parks, also provides recreational events and festivals and stuff of that nature. Public libraries. Lower Merion Township has 7 public libraries spread throughout the township. So this is another great service that the township provides. And Narberth Borough, of course, has a library as well. Animal control. So if you see a wild animal that is wreaking havoc in your neighborhood, you would call animal control. They would take care of it. They also clean up roadkill. If you have concerns about maybe a neighbor's pet or your own pet, you can call the municipal animal control. Swimming pools and skating rinks. Lower Merion Township has 2 public swimming pools, one in Ardmore and then one in Belmont Hills. So that's a neat amenity that is provided. A lot of townships also have skating rinks. Maybe not as much in this region of the country, but Haverford Township does have a skating rink. The stadium that many of you are familiar with, that is run by Haverford. I think a big takeaway from this is we often get bogged down in our federal government and our state government, but the reality of it is that we come in the most contact with our local governments. And local governments, you could argue, they would affect our daily life the very most. So not only our municipal governments, but of course our school districts